Hey there, everybody. Technical Tuesday.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Let's turn off the screen share. Turn on the camera.
So they can see our pretty faces.
So what are we talking about today? Lead automation.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say something I'm very excited about, but I'm really excited about everything. So
Why don't you talk about lead automation just for a minute while I make sure we're live. Remember what happened last week? We weren't even live.
I know, exactly. So we're live now, right?
I don't know. We're going to check.
All right. So lead automation, basically when somebody shows interest in your studio, what then? How do you follow up? How do you nurture them? How do you get them into your doors? Basically, how do you get somebody from having an idea of, like, this isn't somebody who has no idea who we are. This is somebody
Well, it might be. I mean, if they filled out a form on the website.
That's true. Right. But they at least, they were at our website. So it's not just like, it's the next step after like the advertising or the marketing or whatever. The person knows you a little bit and then express some kind of interest, and then what?
Okay. Yeah, it's so important, and I think you'll admit that you guys weren't doing a great job of it.
No.
And I think we even confessed last week or 2 weeks ago, like 400 some odd leads over a number of years that were falling through the cracks.
Yeah, and it's not that they were all completely ignored, but it just there was no system about how they were being handled, so there was no way to track if the system or the lack of system was working or anything like that.
For me, being a marketing guy, I always remind my clients and even myself that I've got to know my numbers, because that's really the motivation. If you're gonna nurture leads, that means you want that business.
Exactly.
And if you want that business, you really got to understand how much is it worth. And you guys know those numbers, right?
Yep. Every month I recalculate them. And I've also been doing this for almost 20 years. And for the first part of that 20 years, I wasn't calculating something like that, because I never wanted it to be like, I don't want the client to be like X amount of dollars. That client is married. Like, she means so much to me. And when you do start getting your numbers and you realize how much each client is actually worth money-wise, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to.
Yeah, you don't have to treat them like a number.
Exactly.
There's two hats that I like to switch between. This is a good conversation, because when you're thinking about the value of one customer, you're thinking about your business, and your business is an entity unto itself. And you guys have 12 people that depend on this business.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Employees.
Yeah. For their livelihood. And then all the, 1,000+ clients, they depend on the facility to keep their wellness and, everything up to date. So what I was going to say was, I like to think in two terms. When I'm thinking about building my business, I think about the value of a new client. And because you have so many clients, it's easy to figure that out.
Yes.
And for me, it's kind of the motivation. Why nurture leads? Right? Why nurture leads?
Right. Yeah. If I'm just going to throw random numbers out, but if a new client's worth $200 a month, when you get that phone call from a person being like, oh, I'm interested in your studio. It's like, instead of, oh shoot, I forgot to call them back. Oh, well, that was just, I'll do better next time. Instead, you have this number 200 in your head. Like, you're like, I gotta call that person back. I'm gonna nurture that thing, because that person might be worth $200 next month.
Right. Did we ever show how you were doing it before?
No.
Yeah. You don't have to. Tell the story.
I'm not allowed to pull it up anymore. So when Mark jumped in and came into our studio to sort of really efficientize
the effectification.
So he was like, okay, so what are you doing for your leads? And I was like, oh, I've got a great system. I've been working really hard on it. So much better than what we used to do, which was nothing. So I pull up a Google spreadsheet, and it was color-coded green and orange and red. It was beautiful.
So beautiful.
Mark saw it, and after like literally 5 seconds, he's like, you don't mind if I don't ever look at that again? He was completely overwhelmed. But what I was doing is I had a Google sheet, and each tab was each month, and daily I would go into Wellness Living, copy down anybody who was new in our system, export that, copy that to the Google sheet, and then
A crap load of work. Yeah.
And then I would, on a daily basis, say like, oh, I'm going to send this person this email. And then 3 days later, I would say, well, now I'm going to send them this email.
Right. And, that's fine, right? If you've got the bandwidth, if nothing ever interferes with that job that day, but let's be honest.
Something always interfered.
Yeah.
And then I just had that much more work to do the next day. And actually, I want to laugh because I used to use iCal before I moved to Google Cal.
Right.
I'm now on Google Cal, but my iCal is
Google Cal. Yay.
My iCal is still set up, and I would always I'd make my to-do list in iCal as a repeating event.
Right.
And when I'm getting ready in the morning, I listen to Alexa. She reads me the news, the weather, blah, blah, blah. And she tells me what's on my calendar. Every day, it's like, spend 45 minutes on the spreadsheet. Spend another half an hour on the spreadsheet. And I'm just I was cracking up this morning because I knew we were talking about this. And I'm like,
and did she remind you? So she still has a link to that iCal.
Yeah, I just haven't disconnected it yet. But I was just like, wow, I don't have to spend 45 minutes a day on this anymore.
Right. And, wow. Let's flip that over. Okay, let's say you had the 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. Could you think of something better to do?
Right.
I know you can, and I know you do now.
Mm-hmm.
So, automation is just one of those things that in your business, if you're not embracing it and you find yourself ever saying, I don't have time, then automation is the key to that. And like I think we talked about a couple weeks ago, you don't at all have to sacrifice the personality or the intimacy of what you send.
Yeah, people. When I used to hear automation, I was like, nope, I don't want to be like those businesses that you just get emails in your box, and you know that you're not a person to them. You're just a email trigger. So I was really worried about that, and I was really resistant for a long time, especially when it came to communications with the clients. But I have learned that you don't have to sacrifice that.
Right. And remember that leads, you don't have an intimate relationship yet. Really, personalization, like their name. Mm-hmm. And if you set up your lead nurture to somehow reference what they showed interest in.
Exactly. And all of those things were really easy to do. And it did take some time on the front end. But now, I have that 45 minutes every morning back.
Right. Cool.
Which is
and being a mother of two, having that 45 minutes back is pretty.
And that I don't have to do it every day because my kid would get sick and then I wouldn't be able to do it that day. So then the next day it wasn't 45 minutes, it was 90 minutes.
Yeah. Have you looked at the numbers lately we've only had this running for 2 weeks?
Oh, I don't even think.
Not even 2 weeks, maybe 10 days.
Something like that.
I think you guys might find this interesting. I'll share my screen.
Yeah, how do you do lead automation? I bet that's what the wonderful people out there are thinking.
Right.
We're using MailChimp.
And we actually have it integrated with Wellness Living, which you don't have to do that.
No,
Wellness Living has its own brand of it, but you get more power and control.
Way more power, way more control, and way more reliability at this point. So with our integration, every day, every 24 hours, Wellness Living talks to MailChimp, and it updates MailChimp with anybody who's been entered into our Wellness Living system within those 24 hours. So whether somebody was on our website and filled out a form, whether somebody was on our website and signed up for a class, so they're kind of like a brand new person that we haven't met yet, or if one of our teachers happened to talk to a walk-in client or a call-up client, they can enter their information into Wellness Living. So then that gets put into MailChimp.
And that's pretty cool. When we first looked at the Wellness Living integration, we were worried about, how do you classify prospect or not? And figured out right off the bat that the status in Wellness Living, if you're a Wellness Living user, syncs with MailChimp.
Yeah.
So status, prospect, client or customer, what is the alternative?
I think it's all customizable. So whatever you set your client types up as, we have active pass holders, inactive pass holders, prospects.
Right.
And obviously prospects are the people who are our leads. They're prospective clients.
Check this out. I don't know if you guys do any email marketing, but to have an open rate on that first email of 83%, and we've only sent 12 emails, so 10 opens, 83% on that first email.
That's pretty good.
If 473 people had gotten this email from before, that would have been, what's 83 of 400?
I have no idea.
That's like 80, 160, 320.
Sure.
320 people would have opened at least the first email. Let's see. And what's the average client value?
I am not going to share.
You're not going to share
exact numbers,
but she knows the number, right? So 380. Let's say you convert at 10%. That's 38.
Yeah, I mean, in 10%.
Let's say it's $1,000 value, annual value. It's probably more than that. Let's say it's 1,000. 38 converted. That's $38,000.
Boom. There you go.
Raise your hand if you're going to automate your lead nurture if you're not already doing it.
But how to like I mean, and I think that if this was me a year ago, I would be like, but how do I even start?
Right.
What do I even do?
Right.
And that's where, you know, it did take a lot of work on the front end, but basically what I did was I sat down in front of a Google Doc and listed out sort of like, what would a natural conversation be if somebody walked up to me and they're like, I'm interested in your studio. So I listed out kind of what a natural conversation would be, kind of the things I would tell them.
I'm showing you.
Oh yeah.
Series.
Oh, good. So actually, let's go through it. So roll it up a little bit to number one.
Number one.
So number one's the welcome. This is when they sign up in our wellness living system. They get their username and password. It tells, you know, our Facebook and Instagram things, anything we can do to connect with them.
Zoom in for you guys. And
then a follow-up to that, I think, comes the very next day. And this one's a really short, simple, hey, do you have any questions? Noticed you showed an interest. And then I don't talk about all of our offers. We have so many offers. We have private, semi-private, small groups, classes. I just tell them about the introductory offers.
Right.
We have 3 introductory offers. And
you don't want to overwhelm them.
No, and it's so confusing. So just 3 introductory offers. So I give them a link there. And then it's followed up by this challenge that we run called the 10-20-30, which is a
Pilates quote.
Yes.
In 10 sessions, you'll feel the difference. In 20 sessions, you'll see the difference. In 30 sessions, you'll have a whole new body.
So, and this is actually available in our shop if any studios are interested in all the assets, all the planning is there.
Yeah, so everything you need to do your own 10-20-30 challenge, including the marketing stuff, all done for you. So you should check it out.
So that's a challenge that we kind of just do on a rolling basis. So that's email number 3, I believe, just offering that up.
We were collaborating a little bit on the Google form. When do you send that?
That comes here.
Okay.
Yes. So this person still hasn't taken any action.
Right, and it's day 5, 2 days after the previous email.
Yeah. So they still haven't signed up or purchased anything. I think that's how the computer recognized it. They haven't purchased anything.
Right.
So now we're getting...
Well, now talk about that just for a second. They haven't purchased anything, so their status is still prospect?
Exactly. Okay. So if they did purchase something, they would become a active membership or active pass holder, and then the emails would stop. Right.
And that's because of the synchronization synchronization, easy for me to say, between Wellness Living and MailChimp.
Exactly. So, so they would stop getting it. So here we're going to remind them about, hey, why were you interested in Pilates anyway?
Yeah. What was your goal?
What was that goal about? To sort of bring them back to where they were when they first inquired, however they acquired. And then we invite them to fill out this form.
Super simple. We just, reiterate their contact information so we know who they are. I added that this morning. Did you realize it wasn't in there? I spotted it wasn't in there.
I think I shared it with you.
Oh, but I added the phone number. See, teamwork. It takes a team, my friends. It takes a team.
So this is where we're going to kind of collect what kind of client they would be. Are they in pain? Yes or no?
Right.
And then whether you answer yes or no, it takes you through a series of questions. So we kind of know how to approach this client. So at that point, if they fill out the form, we have our...
I can show all the details.
Oh, perfect. If they fill out the form, then our office staff gets a notification in the studio email. Office staff can either email or call them depending on what the prospect chooses. So then we can just build that that personal connection where we can actually get someone talking to them.
Right.
Now, if they still don't take action, or is there anything else you want to say about the form?
No, except that this is the kind of information that a non-teacher knows to be able to follow up, because we've got this set up so that the moment somebody submits, the office gets an email.
Yep.
And someone should call them if they said, yeah, call me. Call them immediately and say, oh, I see that you had, pain in your back and blah, blah, blah. This is what you told us about that. We have the teacher I want you to talk to is Christy or Katrina or Nate or whatever.
Super good with
and
that.
That way I'm, if I'm answering the phone, I'm not giving them the advice. I'm saying, hey, I just want to let you know I heard from you and I'm going to put you in touch with Christy or whatever.
And it just brings that more personalization to the whole process rather than
Super
just
cool.
like, oh, I'll put you with whoever's next available in the schedule.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And so easy. Again, this is done already. We did the work. So as the days and weeks go by, we just get more and more feedback from this form and do what we got to do to turn them into a client.
Yeah. So if they don't take action on this, back to the lead nurture sequence.
Boom.
All right. So they didn't fill out our form. 2 days later, they get another one. And this one is kind of about, it's kind of reiterates the introductory packages.
Right.
I find the most frequent question I ever hear is, well, how do I get started? Do I do a class? Do I do a that's what comes out of the mouth of everybody.
Right.
So this is just a quick and easy way. We answer that question.
Again, a link to introductory packages.
We incorporated an online quiz with our website. People love quizzes. So that's a fun way if they're really shy and they don't want to talk to somebody. I, for one, don't like talking on the phone.
Right.
So I would much prefer an online quiz. They can go to our website and take this quiz. It's on the homepage.
I don't want to show the quiz. We're going to talk about that another week.
Okay, all right. Stay tuned.
One of the things, just because I'm excited about it, that I wanted to point out, that once we bounce them somewhere like this, what, of course, are we doing?
Pixeling them.
And we'll talk about that on another Tech Tuesday.
Because I still don't really understand that.
In a nutshell, if they visited this page from that email, we can then show them ads in Facebook or even outside of Facebook that tries to entice them back to making the decision if they didn't do the purchase now and get off the list. So what else?
All right, so we're still trying. At this point, we hope they're still opening them. Obviously, I think the open rates will start to decline as we go, but hey, we're still getting people.
That's the nature of the biz.
Yeah.
Look at this, though. This is very interesting.
Wow.
We haven't been sending long enough for there to be very many sends, but look at what happens in email number 6.
Yeah.
A 75% open rate.
Spikes right up.
So either something in email 5 got their attention again, or email 6 was particularly compelling.
Right, like the subject line. Or...
Of course, we're going to track all this and adjust as need be to get the numbers up.
And number 5 is where we're sort of putting ourselves out there and we're offering them a money back guarantee on their first private session.
Oh, really? Where's that?
Yeah.
The Getting Started one?
No, that's the Goodwill campaign. That's where it spiked again. So.
Oh, right. Just try it.
And at first I was like, Mark, we can't really afford to especially if we're paying our teachers and stuff. But at this point, the person is on the line.
They're engaged. Yeah.
They're engaged. They want it, but there's just something holding them back.
The piece I always like to point out on that is that I totally got your resistance, and I get it a lot. I've been doing the marketing piece for a while. Is people say, "Oh, I can't afford the discount." But if you think about it, if you know your numbers and the value of a new customer is, let's say, $1,000, and if you try to attract a new customer, in other words, they're not on your lead nurture list, they're just some person out there, you're going to spend way more than that, 15% discount to acquire a new lead and a new customer. So it totally makes sense when you know your numbers to offer that at this point.
And especially with offering it to, that person out there who just sees the discount.
Right.
Those are those discount. I think
like
that
the Groupon people.
Yeah, that attracts the Groupon, the discount people. Whereas this person, obviously is interested,
Right.
and there's just something still getting in their way, and probably it's going to be the money. I mean,
Yeah.
Pilates ain't
Totally
cheap.
makes sense why you waited till day
Mhm,
9 to do
mhm.
this, right?
Right.
Because hopefully they're going to convert
Mhm.
at somewhere between 1 and 8.
Yep.
Right.
And if they don't, here it is. So they do have to purchase the private session up front, and then they come for their session, and then if they don't want it, they can request a refund, and we'll give them a refund, no questions asked.
Yep. And
Yeah.
we're counting on, because we have an amazing facility and
Mhm.
awesome teachers, that even if it wasn't for them,
Mhm.
most people will not
Mhm.
ask for their money back.
Yeah,
but if they do,
exactly.
we're happy to do it.
Right, exactly. So,
So how far are we going with this?
Well, let's just run through the last few kind
Okay.
of quick. Let's see, what do we have next? So after I think go down a little bit more. Oh, email 7, unexpected benefits. Like, yes, we've talked about Pilates and what it can do for you, and strength, flexibility, all that kind of stuff. But here's where we start talking a little bit more about our studio and the community feel, the fact that we love talking about the grandparents who can start playing on the floor
Right.
with their grandkids. That's not a feature that people often think of when they're like, oh, I should start exercising, or I should go to Pilates.
Yeah.
So the lifestyle changes that our clients talk about. Email.
Of course, you're bouncing them again.
Yep.
This one is pretty cool. You're bouncing them to Facebook.
Oh,
Right?
right. Yeah. Just to
So
kind
if
of
they
give them
bounce to Facebook, oops, I got to be logged in. That's right. Can't show you that. We're not.
yeah.
logged in.
You could go to our Facebook page. Again, introductory offers. The next email, the money talk. If a person still hasn't converted and they're still interested, I guarantee you it's the money.
Although, you don't know for sure because they
No.
didn't take up you up on the discounts.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
Could be they're busy and they're a mother of 2 kids and
That's
they
true.
just.
And they want to, but it just.
And thank God you keep sending them email. And I've actually discovered clients that say, after a year, right?
Mhm.
I'm so grateful that you stayed on me because I'm just so busy. I'm disorganized.
Mhm.
We in our mind, we're like, oh, they don't like us. They're not interested, but that's not it.
No, it's not it. It's just, yeah.
Right. We
Yeah.
never know.
You never know.
So the money talk.
But if it is about the money, here we talk about that, Pilates can be affordable.
Mhm.
We give them a couple of different ways that our studio makes it more affordable, like that 10, 20, 30 challenge. We mentioned it again, I believe. But also, more importantly, we point out the investment. Like, it's not just expensive exercise. You're investing in as you age, as you,
And you're getting an expert guide.
Exactly.
That's what you don't get at the gym. I can't tell you how many times I hurt myself at the gym because I don't know what I'm doing.
Right. For $20 a month, unlimited, no
Such a
membership
deal,
fee.
but oh my God, my back hurts.
Shit. Gotta go to the doctor, then PT, and then whatever. So this talks a lot about the investment. We have a couple of testimonials from clients that are very
social proof. Yeah.
that are very particular about that topic. Email 9.
We may even bump up our game a little
Mhm,
bit now that we've got the video studio set up and actually include animated GIF videos in the
that would be
email
fun,
and see if that increases not only click-through but conversion.
And then I think there's just one more. I have and then here's a promo.
This is the 2 weeks out.
Yeah, 2 weeks out. We're offering them a discount on packages.
And they can put that in the shopping cart during checkout.
Yep.
Right?
And boom. And then I think.
So we don't go any farther than that, but look at this. We're planning a minimum of 60 days, right? That's 2 full months. I think once we find the bandwidth and we fine tune the first 30 days, we should go ahead and plan out a full year.
Yeah.
Because the worst case scenario is they unsubscribe.
And then that's that.
Right? Because you never know.
Yeah. You just never know. So that's our lead nurture series right now. And so I just wrote those emails and they're all really they're in my voice. So again,
Really, if I open the email, you actually talk?
No, but that's like what we were talking about before with automation taking away the personality of the studio and everything. Right. I wrote them in my voice. So it's congruent with what they'll hear when they come here. And
so cool. You did a great job.
Thank you.
You did a great job.
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun. And a lot of work on that day and still will be a lot of work to finish that out. But again, I'm not spending those 45 minutes every morning.
Right. And remember, a lot of work to create a year's worth of nurture content, but you do that once,
Once.
right? You do that one time, and then next year, you're not spending 45 minutes a day ever on any day for any year from now on, especially if you're happy with the numbers that you're getting from your campaign. Now, you might spend an hour a month looking at your numbers, testing some headlines, but once you do this work, it goes to work for you like the best employee you've ever had. It never sleeps, it never eats, it never gets sick. It just does its thing.
I just love when Alexa says, spend 45 minutes. And I'm like, it's doing it for me right now as I'm putting on
Does
my
he even say,
mascara.
you mind your business?
Mind your own business, Alexa. That's what my four-year-old, he's 4 today. My son is turning 4.
Oh, happy birthday, Ethan. If you're watching, he does already know how to navigate things, doesn't he?
Well, he knows how to tell Alexa to mind her own business.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think that is it. I'm excited to go. Well, we did just see our numbers, but I'm excited to go poke around a little bit more in that email that took a click-through dip.
Yeah, see what maybe we might be able to split test.
Reorder it or split test. Split testing. We should talk about that someday.
Yeah, we can do that.
That'd be cool.
All right, you guys, thanks for joining us on Tech Tuesday. Remember, if you ever want to join us live and talk about your challenges or your victories around the subject that we're talking about that day, I typically put the link in the comments below 15 minutes before, and you can actually come on live and sit with us, and we'll talk about whatever it is you want to talk about.
It'll be so fun.
We'll see you on the weekly wrap-up on Friday.
Bye.
Take care.